Damn, is that an app that you use for that? No.
Yeah, I'll pass it to you.
Soccer.
Yeah. I didn't tell you, I'm going to Japan.
That's beautiful to hear.
It's a solo trip.
It's a solo trip?
Yeah.
You finna be there on your own?
Yeah.
On journey? I really hope that you enjoy your trip in there, to be honest. So try to learn as much as you can. Bro, you tell me about it later. You tell me about it later, how you feel, to be honest. I want to hear.
I try to document human experience. That is something that was hard or difficult to do when I was in Tokyo. I guess Japan in general, and the reason for that is I don't speak the language. Like everyone here speaks Japanese.
Yeah,
and then
no one really speaks English.
Yeah, and there's a lot of like culture and connection hidden behind language. And the easiest way to explain it is I'm Filipino. I don't speak Tagalog, so the best they could do is ask me like, "Are you good? Is the food tasty? Do you want this?" And all I can reply is yes, no, and then thank you.
Yeah.
We're talking as if we're like kindergartners, you know, like we're not.
No, it sucks.
Like we're not communicating. Whereas, for example, you and me, like we both speak English. Like we could just be ourselves.
Like that's happening so much to me, like while traveling, because you still have interesting conversations, but then you see that you could go further.
It could be deeper than.
It could be deeper, but you start making questions and like nothing to do.
At that point, it can only go so far, right?
Yeah.
Until you hit like a roadblock or a barrier.
Yeah.
And your only option is either to let the conversation die out, or to just change trajectory and then go somewhere else. But you're not getting past a certain threshold.
Oh yeah, no.
You know, like you're not gonna elevate to the next level.
Yeah.
You've been traveling for 9 months now.
Yeah.
How long have you been organizing this? I guess whole trip.
No plan.
So sometime January, you're just like, fuck it, I'm like.
No. Last year around like September, October.
Okay.
I said I'm gonna quit and I'm gonna travel. And I'm gonna go to Southeast Asia.
Where were you quitting?
My work, like I'm a software developer.
Okay.
Yeah, and I worked as a contractor, and I stopped work in December. I stopped renting my place, moved all my shit to my parents' house, and January I flew out.
'How long are you visiting for?
Tokyo or Japan?
Yeah, okay.
3 weeks.
Ooh, good vacation. Who I know live there. Like you'll just meet a random person. They're like, "Oh, I live in Senegal." So I'm not sure what year this is from, but yeah, so it's like.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
これ一応裏と表がある感じで、なんていうんですかね、高温抜いてるんですよ今。こっちから抜いてる。でこの片方が割れて。
How much thought did you put into that plan?
No. I decided I was gonna do it, and that was it.
Yeah, so how long did it take you to decide that?
It's an hard question because it had been on my mind for a while.
So it's premeditated.
I would say like when you're thinking about buying something and you never do, and then one day you just like fuck it, and you go to the store and you buy it.
It's like it's been on my mind for so long.
So it's like
even
it's like premeditated, but at the same it isn't, because you never really like made the decision like, no, I'm gonna like weigh all the pros and all the cons and like and do this and that. It was more like, yeah, I've been wanting to do this for a while, so I'm just gonna do it, and that's it.
I get that. Or the way I understand it is time passes, years pass, and then it's like it's still on your mind even after this time.
Exactly, yeah.
And at least to me, like that should mean something. Like if you're still thinking about it, it must be important to you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I definitely didn't plan it. When I left Portugal, I bought my flight and the accommodation for the 2 first nights. And from there, I just like, okay, I'm gonna stay longer or I'm gonna move. But it's like, so that's what I say. Like, I didn't have any plan. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to Southeast Asia. I saw, okay, for like 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
The cheapest flight is from Lisbon to Singapore, so I'm gonna get that.
So then your Google Calendar had 2 days filled out, and then everything else was
Yes,
empty.
exactly.
And then you've been figuring it out for 9 months now.
Even like the time I said like the minimum is gonna be 6 months.
Yeah.
I said the minimum. Like the minimum is like I'm for sure gonna travel 6 months, even if I feel like shit
Yeah.
and want to come home. I'm not gonna come home before I do 6 months.
How many places have you been to? Like how many countries?
Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam, Nepal, Indonesia.
So then you named
6.
7. No, but Japan as
Japan
well.
7.
Yeah. After experiencing those 7 countries in the past 9 months, what would you say has been like a big realization to you, or just like a big shock to you?
I don't think it was surprising like that you live in a bubble while you're just in your own
In the
city,
same
in your own
environment.
friends, yeah. And traveling, then you meet a lot of different people from everywhere doing stuff. And even like, I was traveling for a couple of months. Then you met people. Oh, that's so long. And then you met the Peruvian guy that has been traveling for 2 years and is going home for the first time in 2 years.
Yeah.
Just because he has a fucking wedding. And they're like, dude, it's like I could never do that sort of thing. More of those realizations. And I don't think I never had anything that was like complete change. It was like just defining things like, yeah, I think, yeah, I could do that. I could never do that shit. And
Yeah.
all of the things that like then you see people like, oh, I wish I would do it. I would do this, and just do it.
Okay, so if anything, it wasn't like a complete change of perspective. More so, it's
No,
kind of like a defining of like your parameters,
Yeah,
like a defining of
yeah.
your comfort zone and like
Yeah.
what you're capable of and
Yeah.
what you're saying you're like not going to do or not comfortable
Yeah,
doing.
yeah.
Okay.
And then it's like more of the day-to-day stuff when you're traveling alone for so long.
9 months
Where-
is a long time to be alone,
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Yeah,
Because I've been alone for a bit over 2 weeks now.
yeah,
And in the first week, like in the first 9 days, I was like, holy shit, I miss my family. Like I miss
Okay,
my
yeah,
friends, you know,
yeah,
like I miss home. And then even thinking about, I thought about that and I journaled about it. And like, to me, like defining home isn't the plot of land I live
Yeah.
on. Like home is the experiences I have with the things that I see as mundane,
yeah.
you know, because I was in Canada for 23 years of my life,
Yeah.
and then I see the same people, I interact with the same things and objects, activities and hobbies, and then
Yeah.
for me to be away from it for X amount of time, it's just like my sense of normality is just out the
Yeah,
window,
yeah.
and it's like this is my new
Yeah.
normal for the next 3 weeks until I fly back.
Yeah.
Taking
Yeah.
that in was like difficult.
There's a reason I said like 6 months minimum.
Yeah.
Because I didn't like I loved having a routine. There's definitely moments where if this was like just a fucking 1 hour flight, I would definitely go back.
Yeah.
I know it's like weird, especially seeing your friends, your family doing shit. And like I have nephews because I have 2 older brothers.
How old are you, by the way?
31.
Okay.
And they're like they have kids, they have birthdays, and I'm not there. It's like, why isn't the uncle here? They're like small. Like,
Yeah.
where is he? Like, yeah, like he's fucking in the other side of the world.
Yeah.
Just traveling. Yeah. No, it's like weird. In some moments they do hit you, but then you do awesome things that you would never do back home, and you meet awesome people as well along the way. Like,
Mhm.
Because here in Japan it's not so common, but all the other countries in Southeast Asia,
Yeah.
there's always people doing backpacking a couple of months at least,
Mm.
like 2-3 months or maybe 4 or 5. So it's easier to connect with people and do stuff together. So like sometimes you spend like a week or more with the same people. You might do different things during the day, but then you might meet up again.
Yeah.
It's like so. Yeah, it's like solo traveling. You're only alone if you want to.
I don't know. I guess like the life I was living prior to
Mhm.
coming to Japan was I choose to be isolated.
Instant gratification, pure commercialism, like pure consumerism. Let's say like Asian society, it values like sameness, you know, synchronicity, like not sticking out, you know, having consistency and things being in the right place, right angles.
Where's the individuality in it all? You know? And then I could see why people would want to do whatever it is they do to
Position
yeah.
to buy into their passion in a realistic way. Like I'm not dissing or belittling it. I'm just talking about the system of everything.
I get it though,
So
cause I see it.
You see it.
I'm from Vancouver, and then I see all these people, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? Like this is dope, but at the same time, for me at least, I don't see it as a sustainable lifestyle.
yeah.
But that's just me, you know.
I mean, and there's gonna be people that are gonna be like, hey, you're not even from this place. Like you can't be here. Like you can't do that. Think about that. Like that's gonna happen, but you still have to do it. Show up.
Yeah.
Because if you don't do that, then there's gonna be no new ideas, no stimulus, and it's just like one jumping board to the next. But yeah, everyone has a right to express themselves.
Do you think being in Japan is very inclusive or is exclusive?
Both, I mean?
Both.
Yeah, it can be both.
Oh.
As aspects of both.
Being on the subway or being on the train, surrounded by all these people that have their head down looking at their phone, that to me felt lonely. And I thought about it like, that doesn't change the fact that I'm physically alone. Like everywhere I look, it's people that don't know me and I don't know them.
But they might look at you and think you're Japanese. So what you're thinking is kind of just all in your head. So if you say konnichiwa, they're gonna go blah, start spitting Japanese at you.
I have to hit Nihonjin Janai desu.
Because they can't pay them, they just wanna like give them some shit in return as a compilation. But they also like, you know.
Oh, it's overexposed.
Has a sound amp inside, so the sound is 1.5 times louder. I soldered it in.
Sick.
Now
Oh, it is touchscreen, eh?
it's there's like sensors that change like different things.
Oh.
It's touch for brightness.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
It has an accelerometer.
Mm. And not saying isolated in like a negative way. I'm saying isolated as in I enjoy time by myself. Like I'm choosing to be by myself in order to do like a certain thing or just to work on something or to just improve on myself, you know? But now that I'm like actually alone, like everyone around me is totally new to me.
Yeah.
It makes you realize like how much you value the people you love and the people you care about. I already said it, but like like I miss my family and I miss my family that's chosen. And what I mean by that is like my friends or my family. Like they're not blood related, but like I chose them in my life, you know? And they're important to me. I don't realize how much I take them for granted until I'm like away from them. I actually cannot just like see them.
I noticed that like sometimes being more explicit about shits that you want to do instead of just like, oh, I'll do it eventually, or like.
I will say that saying things like I'll do it eventually or I'll do it later.
Yeah.
Eventually and later or soon even. There's no time frame on those words.
But you have that like in your day-to-day relationships that happens a lot.
No, I agree with you.
When you're like you're the thing and stuff and like, oh yeah.
I think the biggest one for me is I've learned this or I've known this, but I've clarified this.
Yeah.
With the help of a counselor and a therapist.
Yeah.
I have a lot of ideas on my mind, and I would share those ideas with people, and then they would hit me back up, and they're like, "Oh, remember when you told me about that?"
Yeah.
And to them, it's like it's exciting. They're like, "Oh, they're waiting on like what I'm gonna do," but then to me, it's just like. It's like a reminder of like, oh shit, like I did say that and my time is passing.
Yeah.
And it's like I didn't do it yet.
When you said about anything that changed like during traveling, I think it's more of those sort of things where you notice certain behaviors that you do automatically. But once you're traveling and you're like in mid strangers and always changing context, those always become more apparent. You say something and people agree, and I immediately take this as confirmation. There's no need to ask again for planning or something. And when you're traveling, especially with people that don't know you so much, you immediately see it. Oh, okay, this is a bit weird, because I always like assume that people pay the same amount of attention to what we were just saying back there. And I know that I do the same thing with everyone else, with my friends and stuff. Like those sort of like subtle behaviors that you see, and like, yeah, what the fuck? Maybe I should be like more explicit when I do this sort of thing than this. Like laying it down and expecting them to basically think exactly what I thought.
It makes sense though, because when you're communicating with the people that know you and you know as well, there's like a certain level of connection already. Whereas for me to talk to you or for you to talk to me,
exactly.
It's like we don't know each other, so.
Yeah, but even when there's a report, like a lot of times, and that's what I realized, like there's no downside in just like fucking checking again.
Oh, like double checking?
Yeah.
Or being
more explicit.
Yeah,
more
just
clear.
being straight up.
Yeah.
I realized how when I communicate with people, there's two different ways I would approach it. It's either I approach it in like the socially acceptable way, whereas I'm trying to be polite, thoughtful, and then just be kind, I guess. But this other way of doing it is to be authentic, which means to just be me. And I'm not saying I'm not kind or thoughtful, but what I'm saying is like I could be more real about my answer, or I could sugarcoat it, you know? Like I'm just gonna say what I mean and mean what I say.
That's for me is exactly opposite.
You're the opposite of saying what you mean and mean what you say when you're
I
alone?
know, I say everything always.
Oh, okay. That's good.
No, it isn't, because when you're meeting strangers for the first time, sometimes you need to tone it down and be like a bit more chill. And I say this for all scenarios, because that's like one feedback that I'll add before as well. It's like people, like the first impression of me is like, oh fuck, this guy is like too harsh.
Can you give me an example of what you're trying to explain? Like, what is too harsh?
You say something that is stupid, and I will immediately say, what you just said is fucking stupid, and I will tell you why. But the thing is, like, instead of me saying, like, I don't agree with you, I think blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm always, like, too much, like, this.
Critical?
Like, yeah. It's sometimes too confrontational.
Yeah, I could definitely see people taking it that way.
When people travel for so long, some people that didn't know me so much went, oh, he's gonna go on a journey of self-discovery. Every fucking journey is a journey of self-discovery if you do it right, but I'm not gonna find anything like, I'm not gonna become a monk or a hippie right now. It's like,
what you said, like any act of understanding who you are as an individual is like a journey itself.
Yeah.
And this right here, like me traveling alone by myself, is time for me to understand self.
And that was like my main reason to do it. It's like the context is always changing. The place you are is changing. The people that are with you changes. The country where you are and this culture, everything is changing constantly.
I have a question for you, because what you were saying about, if I had to like sum it up, and correct me if I'm wrong, to be traveling alone for this amount of time, you're gonna be in a constant state of change, like in terms of environment, in terms of people, in terms of circumstance, in terms of, I guess, everything. And what did this constant change do for you? Like, what did you learn about yourself during all this?
Oh, a lot. Feelings of attachment and letting things go. Like you sometimes meet awesome people 1 week and they're gone. And you keep going with your own stuff because there's more shit to do.
There's still more to experience.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Valuing more the temporary stuff that happens.
Value the opportunity, or value the moment.
Yeah, like before I was the sort of person like everything is transitional, but then it doesn't really matter.
Transactional?
No.
Transitional? Oh, and then it'll pass.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll pass. And it's like before I would say that would take the value out of it a bit for me. And now I see, like the value is like there still.
It's right in your face.
Yeah, it's right in your face. Yeah, exactly.
Just for you to...
Yeah, but then learning, then you know why you sometimes don't give value to it, because you might have like harder time dealing with loss. And when I mean loss, it's just like you met people that are great and then they leave and you keep going and stuff like that. And you learn how to actually deal with that better, how to then like, okay, it's fine. all of that sort of thing, but then it's like more personal. At least in my case, then you like go through it, you process more, and it's the only scenario where you can actually both go through it so many times and then experiment that you could actually get.
What do you mean by that?
Unless you're constantly searching for new friends and new people to talk to in back home, you don't get this sort of interaction where you actually see if what you did wrong is actually being fixed or not.
What I understand from that is if I were to be back home and I would be interacting with the same friend groups and the same communities that I commonly do, and if I had to assume, like, I'm going to act my certain way and people are going to be reciprocal of my certain way,
Yes.
and there's not gonna be no change. It's gonna be a constant, and it's gonna be similar. Like, it's gonna be equal all throughout. What changes is for you to be alone, and then for you to be traveling, is that constant doesn't exist anymore. All variables are different, and the only constant is you.
Yes.
So then now you're adapting and you're evolving and you're like losing and you're gaining and okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Because like when you're with your friends, like there are things that you might want to change, but you'll never know them because you're with your friends and they say, oh, yeah, it's just like, it's not meaning that it's static, but it does make it a lot harder to see some things, some patterns, so how things are moving, how people are behaving. Like some things you only see when you're like, get out of it. When you're saying like
from the outside looking in,
if it feels off, you know it's off, then you know there's something there to search for. That's what I say, like when, oh, you're gonna go in a journey of self-discovery and I'm gonna change completely. No, because I don't feel that something is off. I know that I can be better, but that's like, there are a lot of things that I like to improve, but I already know they're there.
Yeah.
I just don't know the other stuff that's probably around that I would like to change.
if I'm understanding this correctly, what I said earlier, like you already know what is off.
It's
For example, like me hanging out with certain people.
You do video editing, right?
I'm getting into it.
And then you want like a brutal review, most honest as possible. You're not gonna send it to your friends, right?
Yeah, ideally not. Because then there's like, what's
Yeah.
the word I'm thinking of? Bias.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
like
right,
because
yeah.
your friends are gonna react as your friend.
Yeah.
They're not gonna react as a stranger.
Exactly.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
get that.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't mean that anything is wrong, and even your friends will give you the most honest feedback as possible.
I'd hope so.
But it doesn't mean there's like something there that you could actually improve upon. But it will go by everyone, and no one will say it because they're your friends. Some way you think the same things.
Well, that's why you're friends with certain
Yeah,
people.
exactly.
Right?
Yeah,
I get that.
But that's when you sometimes like, especially while traveling, a super common feeling is like, oh, I thought this. I never really understood why. And then you interacting with other people with different values, then yeah, okay, I think this, I want to keep this.
Yeah.
But some other things like, yeah, I think this, but there's nothing behind this. Like, why do I actually think this? Where did this come from? And then like, okay, yeah, I'll probably drop this off.
It helps you understand things you didn't know prior.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it kind of brings to the surface something that could have been like unconscious, for example, or like something that it was like in the back of your head, but you didn't think about because you didn't have to think about it in your current environment, which was home. You know? Okay, no, I get that.
It strengthens some things that you think, and some behaviors, but others you see like, like this is like a weak thing.
Yeah, like it affirms certain beliefs and then it kind of helps you loosen and let go of others.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah, I agree because I don't think I was doing it for the sake of like self-discovery.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was also, the whole trip wasn't solely this, but a part of this trip was to learn what I do with my time when no one around me is there to influence my time, you know?
Yeah.
And I like being busy, and I'm a barber, and I cut hair, and I fucking miss cutting hair. Like I miss
really.
I miss being behind the chair, looking in the mirror at my client, and being, so what are we doing today? Or like, so like, tell me about your hair, or like just anything, you know, like doing a consultation. I miss that, but at the same time, I learned that okay, I have 3 weeks in Japan by myself. The opportunity to cut hair isn't here currently. Like I didn't bring my tools with me. So what am I gonna do? Huh?
This will come when you go back.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like, that's what I'm saying. And I learned that I like connecting with people, communicating, and just
Yeah.
like being as genuine as possible. And if someone reciprocates that act, then we got something to share. Like we have something to pass back and forth to each other.
Yeah.
And I also learned that I enjoy documenting. Like I enjoy being in the present moment, and if something catches my eye, it catches my eye for a reason. I'm not saying
Yeah.
like it's like a whole divine thing. It's just more so I'm a human, and then we're all human, and it's like this makes me feel a certain way, or this is like giving me a signal, so I'm gonna do it.
First time I traveled alone, I traveled for 2 weeks or 3. But it's like, it's super uncommon in Portugal to travel alone. I'm the first person from my all of either group of friends or like people that I know still from university and stuff.
Acquaintance.
Yeah, acquaintance. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I haven't met anyone that quit your work and just travel for a while. I met more Portuguese doing this while traveling, like 2 more.
Oh, just 2 more.
2 more.
Okay.
Like
Thought you
in
meant
all,
like
in
whole
all this, in
whole
all-
tribe of them.
yeah, in all this time. And it's like,
Okay.
yeah, it's not super common at all for Portuguese to do this sort of thing.
Why do you think that is?
Definitely economical point of Portugal, which is like we're not that rich of a country. I think that affects people that then you start work and just try to get money, and then we have society norms that everyone should own a house and a car and this and that. It's like you're failing in life if you don't do it. So that's why I think most people don't do it. People will look at me like, you don't own a car? We know that you could own a car. Why don't you have a car? It's like, yeah, I don't want to. Like, I don't need my... I don't want to do social signaling for people just to own a car.
You said
But-
social signaling?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because it's ultimately then it ends up. People don't usually do it. Then took me a while to do it the first time.
Made you a bit hesitant?
Yeah, you don't know anyone that's done it before, and you're like, yeah, fuck, should I do this? Should I not? Like, is it this like
Well,
the right thing to do?
I have 2 things to say to that. Like something I've heard was like how do you explain something that's never been done before?
Yeah.
You know? So like for you to travel alone and then for it to be, for lack of a better term, like frowned upon, there's a little sense of like conflict there. It's like, okay, like am I actually gonna do this? Or it doesn't make the decision easy is all I'm trying to say.
I don't think it's the frowned upon. It's like a weird behavior, the thing we were saying before. You have your friends, you have a pretty good life that you actually like, you have your family, you have all the things that you actually are quite happy with.
You're content.
Yeah, and so it's like, why the fuck should I let all of this go to do something that people usually don't do?
Yeah.
Just to do this. See, it's like
Good question.
it takes you a while, like to. That's why it's like it was a lot in the back of my mind, and then it only happened because like, yeah, if it's not happening now, it probably never will. So I'm just gonna do it.
I agree completely, actually.
And that's like for everything. Yeah, I'm gonna start to swim more. I'm gonna start to do this. I'm gonna start to do that. I know myself that like I don't fail at what I say. If I'm saying this to other people, I'm gonna make it happen.
Your word means something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Not like to myself. It's like, yeah, if I'm saying that I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah. That was something that took me a while to learn. And I'm not saying a while as in like a couple months. Like this took me years to learn.
Oh yeah.
Saying it is one thing, but doing it is another.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Yeah.
And trusting your voice and trusting your own word is, at least for me, it took a lot of effort and it took a lot of contemplation and it took courage, honestly. Because for me to say something and to not follow up on it, you could only assume like that felt shitty.
Yeah,
you know, like
yeah.
if I can't trust myself, then I can't trust anything, you know, like what the fuck? Taking the time to understand, okay, it's either I could keep beating myself up about it or I could change and I could see what is making me not follow up with what I say, you know? So like this is just like taking time to understand yourself. Once you understand the reason why you're not doing what you say you're doing, it becomes a lot easier. What I just said there, like that could be uncomfortable, and at least for me, it was uncomfortable.
Yeah,
you know,
it is, yeah.
And not everyone is willing to go through that discomfort, and I don't think everyone has to. You know, like not everyone has to do that, but at the same time, it's beneficial. Like there's benefit to it. I'm not here to tell people how to live their lives, but if I could recount the way I lived my life, and if someone could benefit from that, then I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, some of that stuff, it's hard to find the root cause of it. It's the way of thinking, because you have a lot of people that go through the same shit all the time and they don't really care. Like, they don't take the time to understand. It's like, yeah, you're doing this constantly, and people don't really think about it or care about it. Some do, those continue to be my friends. Yeah,
It's the idea of like ignorance is bliss. If you don't think about it, or if you just distract yourself from
yeah,
it.
but if your ignorance is hurting me, then it's not blissful anymore. But it's your choice to either keep a friend or let it
For
go.
sure.
If we wanna stay friends, like something here needs to change. And it's
But
like
you said you're 37, right?
31.
31. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm fucking
31.
tripping.
31.
Sorry, okay, so you're 31. I'm 23. A part of being in my 20s, I've learned is friend groups. Or just like the people you choose to spend time with.
Yeah.
You know? And I learned the importance of time, and I've also learned that time is something you don't get back, you know? Which is obvious. Like, I'm sure everyone understands that, but now that I see the value in it, and I also value myself, am I gonna put myself in a situation where I don't value the company of the people around me?
Yeah.
Like, am I gonna continue doing that, or am I gonna, you know, like find new people to spend time with?
Yeah. It's like looking back at, for example, at college or university. I did things that I really didn't think about, like a lot of drinking and a lot of shit. Was like, what was the point of all that? I had fun. Yes, I had fun.
Yeah.
But what happened more? Nothing. It's like when you do things just because. There's no real meaning or intention behind it. I still do it sometimes.
I think it's human to do it still. That's just part of living.
Yeah, but sometimes you just like get dragged into shit and like, oh wait, what? What am I doing here? Truth be told, like you said, it's like it's human. If I don't look back and I keep thinking about this, I think I'm gonna always think like this my whole life, because it means like I'm changing and doing other things. Otherwise, it's just fucking stuck. Going back to your comment of ignorance is bliss. I know some people like that. And I was like, fuck, yeah. Sometimes I wish I was like that. Just being content and like going through my cycle of life, doing the same shit.
It's their life lesson for a reason. It's not your lesson. Like, it's for them to understand and for them to think about and for them to reflect on. Because I could think about it for them and I can answer the question supposedly for them. But at the end of the day, it's like if they're just gonna do things because I'm feeding them information and they're not thinking for themselves, it's like then you're not really learning. You're just
it's like you need to fail on your own sometimes. You need to fail at it to actually learn what it means.
Failure is, okay, what I'm doing isn't working, so how can I adapt to make it work, or how can I make it better? Failing upwards. It's bound that you'll fail, but it depends on your perspective. Because my perspective in the past used to be failure equals no good. Like, failure equals no success in life. But what I learned over time and through experience and through constant failure is that's how you improve, actually. Failure is taking the next step. So that's all perspective.
Failing is part of succeeding, yes.
Recognizing that and accepting that it was a load off my back.
Dude, you're fucking 23, so... Chill out with it.
I got
I should realize this when I was fucking 6. You finished studying when, like...
I did a semester of college, which is enrolling into a program that I knew for a fact I didn't want to do.
Okay.
But because in my mind, it made my parents happy.
Okay.
Thankfully, actually, like, I'm glad this timeline happened. COVID hit at the end of that first semester, which gave me the excuse of, I don't like learning online. Like, I'm going to drop out. I went back to working full time, and I know for a fact that working this job isn't what I want to do in life. And then I did interior design. Something I wanted to do straight out of high school, but for some reason I couldn't justify that to my parents. But then telling my parents, and then for them to tell me, cool, go for it. It's like, holy shit, what the fuck? Like, what was I so scared about? So I did interior design for a year. But during this year of learning, I started a new skill, barbering. So what happened was I came to work and then there was a new guy getting trained. I'm talking to the new guy and I asked him, so what did you do prior to like coming here? He's like, I'm a barber. Then I'm like, would you teach me how to cut hair? And he said,
really?
Yeah, he just said, yeah. And I'm like, oh, dope. So
that's cool.
Next thing you know, like, I'm cutting hair and he gave me an opportunity. I'll sell you this whole kit if you want to keep learning, like learn by yourself, or just hit me up and maybe if I'm free, like I'll help you. And then I had to find a new guy and then a new guy and then a new guy, and then I just kept cutting hair. And just comes back to like school. I'm in school for interior design, something I actually care about, and I still do. So it's like two things in my life that I enjoy and I value. Eventually it started to like conflict, not in terms of like schedule, but more so like how do I want to allocate my time? because I started to realize if learning interior design is right here, and then learning about barbering and cutting hair is slightly above it, I'm gonna choose what's most important to me at this moment in my life. Barbering is more important to me. Currently, I'm not in school, or I'm not enrolled. Because if I was enrolled right now, actually, my first class would have been yesterday.
Okay, but do you think you're going back eventually, or?
Interior design is important to me, but I also think it's something I could learn by myself. But I also value education. Later down the line, arbitrary number, but let's say like I'm 35 and it's like, fuck, I do want to learn more about interior design. I could always go back to school.
Yeah.
Or I could learn from the people I started school with.
Yeah.
There's so many ways to learn, and like I said, it's important, so I will come back to it eventually. Currently, my eyes are just focused on cutting hair.
Honestly, the main benefit of university is not actually what you learn there, is the people you meet. The real value of university is that. It's not so much what they teach you, it's like what you can get from the connections of you make there with people.
Just being in school in general, it was a time in my life, you know? I appreciated it. You know, like I learned, it's one thing for me to say I learned a lot, and for someone to fucking ask me a question and be like, I don't fucking know. For me, it was more so like being in school because I thought I had to. I'm not going to do it just because it's expected. I'm going to do what I want to do, or like what feels right to me. There's barbering education. If I'm pursuing any sort of education, it's going to be that.
But you work as a barber now.
If someone were to ask me, like, what's your profession? I would say barber. Do I work in a salon or a barber shop? No. Like, I cut from my house. If you were to ask me, is it your main source of income right now? I would also say no. I'm doing it on the side as I have another job. And when I come back, I actually, like, the email I was replying to is for another job, actually.
Oh, okay.
No, I appreciate the conversation, though.
Oh, yeah, it's cool.
So I didn't even...
But what's your name?
Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't even grab your name. My name's John Paul.
Oh, John Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Philip.
Philip?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.